Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Lobotomy, and not Asylum Field Day. We've moved on, we're now on The Mist, we're on our second case file, and yeah, we've got to concentrate on Quadrant D here, and we've got to generate some twins, 3 pairs of twins, and then we've got to kill them all, and that's what we've got to do in this scenario. Okay. Right, just before we get into the turn proper, turn 20, just got a bit of correction, and it's to do with Nicholas Jackson. Now, I said that Bernard had killed a monster here, and he should have picked up one of these. It wasn't Bernard, it was actually Nicholas, which means he would have got 2 of these tokens. So when he failed his imagination test, the end of last turn, he would have kept one. So it wasn't Bernard's to lose. Bernard didn't have any. It was actually Nicholas's. So he does have one of those tokens. The only person who doesn't have one of those tokens is poor old Bernard, unfortunately. Okay, right. And was there something else I want? Yes, and something else I wanted to mention. Somebody had a very good question, and it was surrounding the actual D quadrant itself. And they were asking if there wasn't a penalty for having the mist in D quadrant, and there is. It's -1 to your attack rolls. However, that didn't apply to Beatrice because she's actually firing at range, so she's still in C quadrant. She's not here, she's not sharing a quadrant, so she's actually firing from C quadrant, so she doesn't get a -1. However, Nicholas, when he attacked a couple of turns ago, he should have been at -1. We've missed that. I think he actually killed the mental patient anyway, but yes, he should have been at -1. So yeah, we missed that one. But as I say, I think we actually managed to kill it anyway. Right, okay, so that's it for corrections and clarifications. Let's get into turn 20. That means the character phase. First of all, we'll have a look at the player area and do our cooldowns. And here we are at the player area. I've only got one character. It's our first player, Helena, who's got a cooldown. She's got Hypnotising Eyes on cooldown, so that goes down to 4. Everybody else has all of their abilities. Alright, Helena Swan, first player. Let's get to the board. Let's find out what she's going to do. And here we are with Helena. There she is with the yellow base. So what's she going to do first? Well, first action, she's going to move, and she's going to move into this space with everybody else. Then what she's going to do is she's actually going to use her Firewall ability that we just got for completing Asylum Field Day. This is going to cost her another action. She's going to choose 2 adjacent spaces and place 3 red tokens between them. Every time a monster or character passes through them, you attack it with 5 dice and fire, and 1 token is removed. Using this skill again will remove any tokens that are still on the board. Yeah, so either the tokens get removed by monsters or characters going into the same space, or they get removed when you cast Firewall again. So she's casting that. That's going to go onto cooldown, which is 5. So put a marker on that over in the player area. And let's get those 3 red tokens. And the way she's going to put them out, she's going to put 1 in space 11, which, as you can see here, is adjacent to this space. And the main 2, however, are going here, right in the space that has the door. So the idea is this nurse and these mental patients, they're going to have to come through this fire first before we actually have to deal with them. So that was her second action. First action she moved. Second action she used Firewall. For her third action, she's just going to let that slide. Yep. Don't want her to move anywhere particularly. And we'll just keep her together with all the others. Okay, so that is it for Helena. Next up, it will be Bernard. And here we are with Bernard. He's got the green base there. He is going to do absolutely nothing. because he could use his hit and run ability and go into here, but then he will get -1 on his attack rolls. Getting -1 on his attack rolls basically means he only hits on a 6. Yeah, and we could kill this guy much easier with Beatrice, to be honest. So the best thing is we don't have him do anything at all, and that means because we're in the second scenario, we can shove our good old friendly Warden back 1. So he's going to go back to A12, and what that means is we've just got ourselves a bit more time. Fortunately, Bernard won't be able to use that again for this scenario, but I think it's just a good use of his time. Really, getting into quadrant D and like fighting, that's not really going to be Bernard's thing. I think he's going to stay here and deal with anything that's coming up behind us, along with the fire wall here. So yes, he's just going to be a defender for the time being. Okay, so that's it for Bernard. Next up, it is Beatrice. And here we are with Beatrice. There she is, right in the middle with the purple base. And what's she going to do? Well, she is our resident angel of death, so that's what she's going to do. She's going to try and kill things. So we'll put this, try and put it where we can see it. Can we see it there? Not really. I'll try and move it down a tiny bit. And yeah, we should be able to see that up there. Okay, right. So first of all, she's going to deal with this scavenger here. Again, she's going to be using her pistol, and she's firing from C quadrant, so she's not going to get any minus penalties on a die. She's going to roll 5 dice, range of 1, got fire. She only needs to get 3 successes because this guy has no defense. Additionally, she gets a +1 from the pistol, and that means she hits on a 2+. And she got a couple of 1s, which will go to a 2, and miss. But the 6, the 5, and the 4 all get +1. They're all a hit. 3 hits means bye-bye to the scavenger, so we've got rid of him. Then we need to roll a die. Now, she does have a token. Whoop. And what that means is on a 5 or a 6, we will immediately generate the twins. So, are we going to get our twins? Let's see. 5 or a 6, we get twins. A 3, no we don't. So that's unfortunate. But we've got a couple of nurses coming down here, so they may generate a set of twins. Okay, right. So now, she's done that. So that was her first action. For her second action, she's just going to step. Is she going to bother stepping out? The reason is, as soon as she does step here, to shoot at this next nurse, then she will count as being in D quadrant, and she will get a -1. Does mean, so she'll hit on a 3+. The only problem I see about that is if we do get, oh, tell you what, she gets an extra 1 of these as well because she killed a basic monster on the D quadrant tile. So now on a 4, 5 or 6, she would get the twins, and the twins would materialise. I've just got to check where they materialise, won't be a moment. Yes, I'm back. It's as I thought. If we do actually kill this basic monster and then we generate the twins don't come where the monster was. The twins will actually materialise here right next to Beatrice, and that is bad because it counts as she's still on D tile, and it also means she can't get away. Yeah, because once you're on the same space as a monster, I think there's only Bernard. Bernard's got a special ability which means he can spend 2 actions to sort of get away from monsters, but once they're in your space, you're stuck with them. So I would prefer for Beatrice to stay here and kill monsters here. Then the twins will, if you know she manages to generate the twin will actually come in here and then everybody else could sort of pile in on the twin, and we don't have to go into D quadrant. So this is some idea about the tactics of the game here. We don't want to go into D quadrant if we don't have to. The fact that we've got a ranged weapon and we can sort of shoot outside this door into D quadrant without, one, incurring a penalty, or two, if we get the twins are going to come into C quadrant. I think that is the best idea. So Beatrice is going to forfeit her last 2 actions. Okay, so that's it for her. Next up is Nicholas Jackson. And here we are with Nicholas. There he is with the red base. And yes, you've guessed it, he's going to do absolutely nothing. We're in the second scenario now. We're going to shove Warden back. So it's back to A11 now. But that is Bernard and Nick who can no longer do that for the totality of this scenario. He's not going to do anything else. Exactly the same reasons as for Beatrice and for Bernard. We don't want him going onto the D tile. Okay, next up is nobody, because he was the last to go that turn. So it's the monster phase. And here we are at the monster phase, so we need a movement card. Let's give it a quick shuffle. And, whoop, a cut. And we get another no event this time. We get a memory shrine, we get warden movement, and then we get a mental patient and a scavenger. So, first of all, the memory shrine, where's that going? That is going to D1. Okay, so let's grab a memory shrine. So we've only got 1 token left in the pool now once we place this. But D1 is right there. So this a room here with 3 spaces, and they've all got a memory token in them. So there's a lot of memories in that room there. Okay, and warden movement. So he moves back to A12. And then we are looking at monster movement. Okay, I'll go move all the monsters and then we'll do the spawn. And there we have the monster movement. So we've got these 2 nurses coming down here, which is what we want, really, because we want to kill them here at the doorway. So we'll have a go at that next turn. This nurse and these 3 mental patients, and there's a mental patient or a scavenger up there just coming into shot, they're all trying to get through this way, but they have this firewall to get through, as well as our characters who are waiting for them. Yep, so they've all moved, so we need to do some spawning. And first of all, it's a mental patient. So where's that going to go? That is going to go to A7. So there's A tile. I think that's right up in the left hand corner. And our scavenger is going to go, whoop, don't drop the dice everywhere. Scavenger is going to go to C11. Oh! We've got a scavenger right in here. And I think what we're going to have to do there is we're going to have to roll for this fire token. He's spawned in some fire. So let's just check firewall. Every time a monster or character passes through them, you attack it with 5 dice and fire, and 1 token is removed. Now I think this is going to count as passing through, yeah, even though he's spawned there. If it was a character, I'd do exactly the same thing. You know, he's just spawned where there's fire. It is going to get rid of this token, but he is also going to take 5 dice worth of damage. And it's Helena that attacks. So she hits on a 4+. And she needs 3 successes. The 1 misses, the 4 hits, the 5 hits, but the 1, 2 and the 3 don't. So that's 2 hits onto the scavenger, which I'm actually going to have to balance on his base just to make sure we don't confuse them with those, which are the actual fire tokens. Right. Okay. So, good job I laid those fire tokens out. Just goes to show, if you get unlucky, you know, you can just get them, you know, spawning right on top of you, and then they'll just immediately attack. But as it is, they just spawn there. He spawned in a fire space and took 2 damage, but we will have to get rid of him next turn. Okay, so that's the spawning done. I believe that is the end of turn 20. Next up, we'll just zoom out. I'll just quickly show you where everything is, and then we'll get on with turn 21. And here, just pulled out to have a look at the board. Let's get rid of that. And yeah, as you can see, you've already seen all these guys sort of making their way this way. This chap's right on the central space now. The scavenger came out of what's that, B2, but obviously he's a basic monster, so he got exhausted as he come through the door. And there's our friend, the mental patient, right up in the corner. And our other mental patient that got spawned last turn has just moved from space 7 to space 8. Okie dokie. Right. Next up, it is turn 21, the character phase, and our first player is going to be, let's move the first player token, it's going to be Bernard. Okay, cooldown. So hypnotizing eyes goes down to 3, firewall goes down to 4, and I believe that's it. Those are the only abilities that are going on a cooldown. So next up, Bernard. Let's get back to the board, see what he's going to do. And here we are with Bernard. There he is, green base. We'll need this because he's going to do a little bit of fighting, and but he's going to fight the scavenger here. So he's going to move into space 11. He doesn't have to bother about the fire token because it was already triggered by the scavenger. Yeah, so the fire token gets removed when it's triggered. If there'd been 2 fire tokens like there is here in C8, then he would have triggered the second one. Yeah, but as it was, there was only 1. So he's going into here and he's going to attack. He's going to attack with his bone blade. So that's 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's not going to dual wield or any of that craziness. He's just going to give it a go. So this is his second action. And let's see if he can cause some problems. He hits on a 5+, remember? And he just got 1 hit. But that's enough, because this guy doesn't have any defense and he's already got 2 fire damage hits on him. So we get rid of him. He goes. Now, we don't get an extra token here because we killed him on C quadrant. Yeah? So you only get the extra tokens if you kill the basic monsters on D quadrant, which is over here, the one that's got the mist on it. So he doesn't get any advantage for doing that, and I think he's just going to move back. So having killed the scavenger, he is just going to move back there, and that is it for him. He has got an extra, he does have an extra action, but I'm just having a look round to see if we're going to do any swapsies or anything, but I don't think so. We'll keep it as is. So that's it for Bernard. Next up, it's Beatrice. And here we are with Beatrice. There she is, purple base. And yeah, she's going to attack the nurse here. So we'll get rid of these bloody crap dice. They're not doing very well, are they, these? We'll get 4 others. Try and improve our luck with them. Yeah, she's going to attack with her pistol. Again, she's shooting from C quadrant, so she's not going to get a -1. She's going to fire at the nurse. The nurse has got 1 defense, but it doesn't matter because the pistol has fire, so it's going to ignore it. And yes, we've got 5 dice. We're going to get +1 because we hit with, we've got a bonus on the pistol as well, so we'll hit on a 2+. And we got 2 1s, which moved to 2s. But miss. 3 1s. Bloody hell, fire. So we got 2 hits on the nurse. Oh, God, that's rubbish. She's got 5 bloody health as well. That's awful. What is wrong with these? Get thee away. Right, we'll have a go again. So for a second action, she's going to shoot again. And that's much more like it. So that moves to a 2, those go at 5s, those go at 6s. And we do kill the nurse, which is a basic monster that counts as being on D quadrant. So we've got to roll a die. In this case, we have 3 tokens now, because that was another basic monster. So on a 3+, we are going to generate some twins. And we get a 1. So we've still got no twins. Oh, this is horrendous. Right, we really need to get at least 1 set of twins out, you know, because we need to do it early in a turn. Because if you do it early in a turn, we've got other people that can actually, you know, start really, you know, piling in. So I wouldn't like to take more than a turn to take out the twins. So it's important that one of the characters that's going early in the round actually generates them, so everybody else gets a chance at having a hit on them. But unfortunately we weren't able to do it. Now she's not going to move, she's going to stay where she is, so she's not going to take any more actions. That's it for her. And next up it will be Nicholas Jackson. And here we are with Nicholas Jackson. Red base, he's going to do nothing. He's not going to do anything at all. He can't knock the warden back because he's already done it for scenario 2. But as I say, the main reason why he's there, Bernard's there and Helena's there is to start piling in on these twins when they arrive. But unfortunately we haven't been able to generate any yet. So he won't do anything. Next up is Helena Swan. And here we are with Helena. And guess what? Yes, she's not going to do anything. Now, she hasn't knocked the warden back this turn. Well, this scenario, so she's going to do it. We're going to knock him back to a 11 again. And that will be it for her turn. She's not going to do anything else. She's not going to use any abilities, anything like that. She's just going to use her once per scenario ability to knock the warden back 1 on the insomnia track. Okay, so that is it for the characters. Next up is the monster phase. And here we are at the monster phase, and I didn't put the deck back, so that was last monster phase. We'll discard that, and we'll do our usual shuffle and cut. Let's see what the movement card says. Okay, no event this time again, but this time we get a blue star. I think that means we're going to move. That's going to throw a right spanner in the works. For everybody who was thinking, oh, it's really comfy this, just camping out here. Well, the designers thought of that with the blue star, because I think the blue star means that the quadrant for the mist moves. Yeah, blue star, the mist travels to another random quarter. So we're going to have to roll a d4 and see which quarter it's going to. And it's going to quadrant A. Right, so it's up there. Quadrant A is where it's going. That's a bit of a pain, because we're just going to have to get up there now to generate twins. So that's going to lose us time, because while we're down here, we can't generate twins. We've got to be able to generate twins in quadrant A now, rather than quadrant D. So we're just going to have to fight our way out of here and go up there. So that's just annoying. But it was bound to happen sooner or later. Okay, right. We've got another memory shrine, but this is the last one. We don't have any more. That is B12. Right up here. So I'll pop that up there. And warden movement is going to go back to A12. And we've only got one character now who can knock him back a space this scenario, which is Beatrice. And to be honest, I think Beatrice will be at least using one action a turn. She is our designated like monster killer. So yeah, that'll be it for knocking the warden back for a while. Okay, next up we've got monster movement, and then we're going to get 2 mental patients. I'll just do the monster movement and then we'll come back and do the spawn. Okie dokie, there's the monster movement. Generally all these guys are just coming down here as normal. She's gone in there. We're going to have to roll in a second because she's going to take some fire damage. This nurse here has rolled up to the door, and we've got this chap still slowly making his way down here. There's a scavenger and there's a couple of mental patients out of shot, but rest assured they're on their way. Alright, so we've just got to do this first. Let's have to move the dice tower a little so we could get our mental patient friend in. If I put it there, can we see it? Yeah, we can see it there. So we've got to roll 5 dice which have fire, so it's going to ignore her defense. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and remember we hit on a 4+. And that's a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit, and that's a hit. So that was 4 hits. There was a 1 which missed, but we still get 4 hits. We lose 1 of the fire tokens, but there's 1 still there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll just have to put 4 actually onto her base, so we know the difference. So she's in a bad way, yeah. And anyway, Beatty should be able to get rid of both of these. She has got a pistol, so and she's a beast with it, so hopefully we'll be able to deal with them, and we can start moving this way. Yep, so that's that dealt with. The next thing to deal with is... what is it? Oh, spawns. Yes, we've got 2 mental patients. So the first one is going to go to something 4, A4. Oh, they're all going to bloody... they're all going to A quadrant now. A4, that's the other toilet. And they do love spawning in toilets. Okay, next one is going to B4. So B4 is right up there. Okay, right, I'll just spin out, we'll see where everybody's ended up, and that'll be it for this episode. And here we are, zoomed out. I'll get rid of this time, instead of leaving it out. Pop that back in there. Okay, so you've seen all these guys around here. There's a couple coming up. One B4 mental patient up there, and the other one spawned in the toilet over here. The ones that we didn't see before were this mental patient, and that scavenger. Yep. So as you can see, they're all coming towards us. Because of the nature of the way we've been playing the game, we're actually doing okay as regards monsters. We've got a bit of a lid on them, which is cool. It'd be a bit more difficult if we had twins on the board, but we haven't, and I actually wanted twins on the board last turn. Now we're going to have to go all the way up here in order to sort of spawn twins. We're going to have to kill basic monsters in that quadrant, and it was really well set up down here. It was excellent position, and now we've got a bit of a problem because I can't see a position like it up here. Possibly in here, you know, one of these 2 rooms. So if we break our way into here, then we can do the same. But the only problem with that is there's only 1 door out. This way, at least we have 2 doors. Yeah, and we could always blast our way out of one or the other door if we had to. We're going to be a bit hemmed in there. That's if we want to do the same trick, whereby we, you know, stand in one quadrant and fire into the one which has got mist in. But yeah, so apart from not generating a pair of twins, it went pretty well. I mean, we didn't do much. We're doing a lot of strategy. So I'm not using a lot of my actions. I'm actually hanging fire. We've shoved the warden back a few times using the house rule. And but like I say, we've only got Beatrice now who can do that for the rest of this scenario. So from now on, and she's our chief monster killer, so from now on the warden is pretty much just going to move and there's nothing we can do about it. And all of our memory tokens are on the board, so we can't generate any more of those until we pick a few up and use them. Like I was saying, there's 3 in a row here. So 1, 2, 3, and there are some things to search here, so we might go through this way. This firewall worked quite well. Got rid of the scavenger that spawned in here, and it's also put a lot of damage onto her. So yeah, we should be able to kill her next turn, and the next one of these that moves in there, they will set off the next fire token. We should be able to kill this nurse as well. And then we're just going to have to, I think we're all going to be using actions from now on, because we're going to have to start hightailing up here to A quadrant and see if we can generate some twins. We've had 3 goes at generating twins, and we've been nowhere near, unfortunately. So we'll have to generate some soon, otherwise we're going to run out of time. Anyway, right, enough wittering. Thank you for watching episode 11. Thank you for all the subscriptions, for all the views, and for all the likes and dislikes. And yeah, your continued support. You're a set of stars. Thank you very much. Thanks to anybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, and anybody on BGG who's liked the video threads over there, made a comment, dropped Geek Gold, any of that sort of palaver. Thank you so much. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Thank you too, not forgetting you. And yes, if I've made an error, missed something, or you just want a clarification over anything, by all means just drop a comment and I will try and fix any errors, and I will try and clarify anything I've done, should it require clarification. But that is it for episode 11. I hope you join me for episode 12, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, saying toodaloo.